Hello students, let's talk about R&S system of nomenclature in this video. Now what is R&S convention? This is used to name enantiomers. What are enantiomers? I have already covered up in a previous video. You can go to my channel and see the video. Now with R&S convention, we can label each chiral center of a compound as R or S according to the CIP rules. Now what are CIP rules? CIP rules stands for Kahn, Ingold, Prelog rules. This configuration is also called as absolute configuration, since you do not require any reference compound for calculating the R and S value for the particular compound. Now what is this R and S? R and S is not any arbitrary alphabet. R stands for rectus and S stands for sinister. Now what is rectus? Rectus is assigned when you have a clockwise rotation of the groups. And sinister is assigned to the group which has anti-clockwise rotation. Now, how do we decide the rotation? I will tell you a little later in the video. But before that, I want to tell you how this R and S is used. Now, for example, I have a chiral carbon which has all the 4 different groups attached to it. For example, let's say 1, 2, 3 and 4. How do I give these priority numbers from 1 to 4? That I'll also discuss when I'll discuss the rules. Now, if I say I have to go from 1 to 2 to 3. Now, why did not I include the 4th group here? Because we are never ever going to give importance to the 4th group. We do not have to consider, don't consider the 4th group. You can just stick to your first 3 groups that are named as 1, 2 and 3. So how to do it? You have to take an optically active compound with the 4 different substituents present to it. Now once you have assigned the numbers to it, what you will do is you will see from where the rotation is going. So this was my first. So this is second. So if the rotation is going like this, I can clearly see that the rotation is going in the clockwise direction. So if it is going in the clockwise direction, I will call it as R configuration. Similarly, let's say I have a compound like this. Let's take chlorine here, bromine, hydrogen and iodine here. I am not telling you the rules right now. Let's say iodine was of the first priority, bromine was of second, chlorine third and hydrogen as fourth. And I have already told you not to consider the 4th group. Now what you have to see is, if you are not considering the 4th group here, I am left with 1, 2 and 3. So after 1, 2, the compound is moving like this from 1, 2 and 3. And now you can see that the rotation is happening anti-clockwise. So this particular configuration is going to be S. Similarly, if I just flip it around, let's say I have a compound like this. This is my chiral carbon. Here I have iodine, here it is hydrogen, here it is bromine and here it is chlorine. And I am numbering them as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Again, you will not consider the 4th group. So after 1, your compound is moving like this and then it is third. So it is clockwise direction. So this is going to be of R convention. Now let's talk about the rules. How do you decide which compound gets which priority, right? Alright, the rules for R and S are, the first rule says that give numbers to all the groups attached to the chiral carbon according to their atomic numbers. That is, the higher atomic number will get the higher priority. So for example, I'll take the previous example only. Let me take it like this. Now, if I have to number them, I know out of all the compounds present on this carbon, iodine has the highest atomic number. So iodine will get my first priority. Second is going to be my bromine, third is going to be chlorine and fourth is going to be hydrogen. But you cannot start mentioning what if it is R or S from here just like that, because if I go from here, it is going to be anti-clockwise, but that is not the right step. Now what is the second step? The second step says always keep the lowest priority group at the bottom before plotting the rotation from 1, 2 and 3. So what I have to do, I have to maintain this, that my fourth, the lowest priority group, has to come on the bottom position. So if the lowest priority group is at one of the horizontal lines, so I can see from here that my lowest priority group is on the horizontal line. So what you will do is you will hold the top group. I will keep my thumb here like this. I will hold the top group and rotate the others clockwise till the lowest priority group takes the bottom position. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm going to move others in a clockwise direction till all of them attain a position wherein the hydrogen gets the lowest. So if I hold chlorine here only and rotate all of them clockwise, my iodine will come here, hydrogen will come here, and bromine will come here. So the priority order will remain the same as per the atomic numbers. So iodine will have first position, bromine will have second, chlorine will have third, and hydrogen will have fourth. And I have to ignore fourth. So now if from 1 to 3 I go, it will go like this, and this will give it R configuration, right? Next rule says if the lowest priority group is at the top, then rotate all the groups by 180 degree. I'll give you this with an example. So now if I have a compound like this, I have iodine here, chlorine here, and hydrogen here. So if I have to number them, again iodine is of my first priority, bromine second, chlorine third, and hydrogen fourth. Now my lowest priority group is at the top. So now I cannot use that rule where I was holding the topmost group. The rule now is that you will rotate each plane by 180 degree. Then what you will get is, if you rotate this plane by 180 degree, iodine will come here and chlorine will come here, and this bromine will come on the top and hydrogen will come down. So now this hydrogen was of my least priority, iodine was first, bromine was second, and chlorine was third. So if you ignore hydrogen, this goes like this. So this turns out to be your R configuration. Let's take one more example. I have this compound with me. This is my chiral carbon, and I have to start giving the priority order to all the four groups present. So now if you can see, I have a ethyl group here and methyl group here. So both of them are attached to the carbons. I will come to this later. And if I talk about nitrogen, nitrogen is atomic number 7, oxygen is 8. So that means my first priority goes to this substituent. Second is here because 7, and then I have 6 carbon, atomic number 6 for carbon. So now if I talk about these two groups present, both of them are attached to a carbon. See, you always have to check, you have to consider the atomic number of the atom which is directly attached to the chiral carbon. So now this is attached to a carbon, and since both of them are attached to a carbon, so I will jump on to the next atom that it is attached to. So it is attached to 2 carbons and 1 CH3. So if this is a scenario given to you, then you can see that this carbon is attached to 3 hydrogens, and this carbon is attached to 2 hydrogens and 1 CH3. So definitely this gets priority over this. So this is my priority order, and as you can see, my least priority group is at the top. So what you have to do is you have to rotate by 180 degree. So what you will get is your CH3 will come at the bottom. Here it will be CH2, CH3. Here it will be NH2, and here it will be OH. So now again the priority remains the same. This was your first, this is your second, this is your third, and this is your fourth, and your least priority group comes at the bottom position. So ignore this. So now this is 1 and 2 and then 3. So this turns out to be of S configuration. Similarly, if I take an example of a compound like this, let's take a methyl group here and a carboxylic group here. So now again, if you have to decide the priority, here it is COOH, here it is a CHO. So this gets second. Both of them have carbon. Next it has 2 oxygens and it has 1 oxygen. So this is first and this is second, and out of these two, just like the above example, this will get the third position and this will get the fourth position. Now again, my fourth position is at the top. So what will I do? I will switch it by 180 degree. This will be ethyl here and this will be methyl. This will be COH and this will be CHO. So this was your first position. Second, I'm sorry, I just mixed it again. and this is fourth. So your fourth is at the bottom. So 1, 2 and 3, and this becomes R. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel for more further interesting videos on tips and tricks of chemistry. Also, if you have to select the priority order between few important groups, I am giving it right here. So if you have a tertiary group, it gets more priority than a isopropyl group, then a normal ethyl group, and then the final methyl group. So this priority order will come handy when you will be deciding all the 4 groups and their priority.